that was such a high-quality match. You seemed incredibly focused under a lot of pressure. What was the game plan against somebody who's just won 20 matches in a row?
Yeah, when you play against Novak, you just have to play your best. Kind of hope that he doesn't play his best on this day, because when he plays his best, I mean, he has 22 Grand Slams, so even if you play your best, it's going to be tough and not sure you win. But that's how tennis is. Sometimes, you lose matches because you didn't play your best, but that's what happened a little bit. I'm happy that I managed to play higher than level than him today. Exactly, second set, I finally didn't face one breakpoint, but there was so many 30-all deuce. I managed to keep composed, and really happy to be in the final tomorrow. Tough to say. I mean, every time I beat Novak is an amazing feeling. He's probably the greatest tennis player of all time, or at least one of the two, or one of the three, I don't know, one of five, whatever. Amazing player. And every time I manage to beat him, he's amazing. Of course, beating him in US Open final was my best memory, because that's my only slam. And to beat someone like him in the final is just a dream come true, and forever in my memories. So in terms of this comparison, maybe this one is a little bit less because it's not the final, it's semis. I have a important match to play tomorrow. But it's always pleasure to beat him. And when I say this, it's not in a greedy way. It's just that every time it gives you extra boost of confidence. And like, well, I was able to beat Novak, I can for sure beat anybody.
Physically, Novak was making you run all around this court. You have just won a 13th match in a row. How are you feeling? How are the legs feeling?
I was feeling great before this match. I'm feeling a little bit worse right now. Every time we play with Novak, physically it's tough. We have a lot of rallies. It was, for whatever reason, more humid today. So I saw that he was not happy sweating. I was actually not happy sweating so much. But yeah, we always have tough battles, and I'm looking forward to the next ones.
Well, he extracts and provokes unforced errors from everybody, really, because that's his game. That's what he does. But he does it extremely well. You know, he's very patient. He's very athletic. You know, for his height, he moves well. Backhand is, you know, one of the most consistent strokes that you have in today's game. Yeah, you're right. I mean, in some decisive moments, you know, I just made an unforced error, and that's it. Kind of handed the win, but at the same time, you know, he deserved to win it. You know, he was a better player in both sets. Yeah, I just, you know, it's unfortunate. I had some really bad mistakes, you know, in the first set to give him the second break, and so. But this is tennis, you know. You learn from your mistakes and from the defeats, and hopefully next time I'll be better.
I managed to get the confidence going. So a lot of times I'm just, you know, hitting some good shots, some right decisions. I mean, the biggest example, if the guy is at the net. Of course, I still lost some points today, but there are some matches where you lose a match just because you were always hitting at the guy and he was always choosing the right side, and you're like, how is it possible that not one time I could choose the right side? Now I feel like a lot of points I can choose the right side to make a passing shot. I can hit some maybe return on the line to just make the opponent play. So that's what confidence is. I know how it feels. I feel like I kind of know how to keep it going. At least a few times in my career I proved I can do it, and that's what I'm trying to do right now, just continue to ride the wave. I actually don't think I was in the complete zone. For example, I feel like in US Open I was playing much better. I was a few moments kind of not tight, never really tight, but like, let's call it under pressure, because Novak, I felt like even if he doesn't feel his best, he was missing some shots. I felt that he wants to come back, that his first loss of the season. I know how it's important for him to break all these records, so for sure he wanted to go for more. So I felt like he will fight till the end, and that puts a lot of pressure on you because you know that he's capable of doing crazy things. And there were a few small moments, especially on his serve, when I had the break, where I was like, I had to do better. And that's what I managed to do in US Open. So, but still, I was playing pretty good. And for example, the point and 30-all in the last game, yeah, that was pretty lucky. But when you have this confidence, sometimes you make this kind of shots. So yeah, hopefully I will be even more in the zone tomorrow.
A lot of positives. I mean, the way I felt throughout the entire week, you know, makes me really satisfied with the current state of my body, not knowing how I'm going to react, you know, with the comeback after an injury. So I'm really glad. You know, I lost to a better opponent. You know, I know that I didn't play well in some decisive moments, but it was also due to his quality of tennis, and that's it. You know, we move on to the next challenge. Well, I don't know what the rest is, you know, I'm still waiting for the news from America, but if there's no America, then I guess I'll play clay. Monte Carlo is probably the next tournament. If that's the case, then I'll take some time off, I'll prepare. Clay is, we said, you know, a very most demanding surface, you know, it takes time more than any other surface to prepare for. And look, the year is long. I started off the year in the best possible way, you know, winning many matches in a row and winning Australian Open. So that's the one that I looked for the most, and that was the priority in this part of the year. Of course, any other tournament win is a bonus, but you know, I will always give everything I possibly can to play my best tennis in every tournament. But you know, I also know that there are tournaments where I'm looking to peak and looking to always play my best tennis. So I enjoyed playing over the years in Dubai, and I'll keep coming back because it's definitely a place where I enjoy spending time, training, playing in front of the great crowd, you know, that comes in big numbers. So yeah, look forward to the next challenge. If it's not a possibility, my friend, I wouldn't be playing tennis.
That's true.
I don't do exactly this. I do work on my mental side. Last year I was without a mental coach, but I work a lot with my tennis coach on this. Now I am again with a mental coach, but I kind of, even if I know this might help, let's say, a lot of people, and maybe me, this breathing tactics and yoga and stuff like this, stretching, I'm not too much into this, just because, you know, sometimes I'm not able to be 110% perfect, if we can say like this, and do the perfect things. I do eat desserts, I do go to bed sometimes late playing PlayStation, I can sometimes drink, you know, on the weekends with friends. And so this is part of why I'm not into it yet, but I'm sure that later in my career I'll start doing more.
Thank you, everyone.
He's former #1 and a Grand Slam winner, so anyone that won a Grand Slam, was #1 in the world, has a huge value. Every time he steps out on the court and an announcer is announcing his name and reading what he has achieved, having a Grand Slam title and #1 next to his name is a huge deal for our sport. So and he's also a guy that I like. You know, we have always a great relationship throughout our careers, and say ever since he was a junior, you know, I remember him coming up, and always try to be there, help him out, you know, in the early days, and not so much today, you know, as we're rivals. But he has, you know, he has grown to be one of the most important players in the world in the last 5+ years. So his place is definitely top 10, top 5, I would say, you know. But it happens, you know. We all have some drops, you know. We all have periods when we are maybe not playing or feeling our best. But you know, it was just a matter of time when he's gonna, you know, be a contender for Grand Slam title. He is a contender for Grand Slam title, no doubt. So we can never underestimate Daniil. Yeah, it's incredible consistency. I mean, he has been well known for that over the years. Yeah, just full respect for him, and just being able to, you know, for almost 20 years being top 10, that's unheard of, honestly. Speaks about the quality of the tennis and just his consistency throughout the year on playing well on all surfaces. plus with the injuries that he had quite a few injuries, you know, that took him out from the tour, even sometimes for almost 6 months. But he still managed to stay there at the top. So, you know, chapeau for that.
Yeah, first of all, Andre is an amazing player, so not much to say. He's a player that can win Grand Slams, can win Masters, probably gets a little bit tight in important moments, but doesn't get tight on 500s, has a lot of them, so I'm not looking for this tomorrow. We had some tough battles even when I won, when he won last 2 times, also tough battles. So I'm expecting tough physically match, tough mentally. Have to be at my best, have to serve well, try to not give him too easy balls because that's where he's the best. And I saw his last 2 matches, he seemed to hit the ball great. So very dangerous player, great guy, and I'm looking forward for a great final. I think if we talk about long term, so whole career, let's say, even if I do have some problems, but sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit more composed. I feel like that's what he's missing. He sometimes gets too, I don't want to say nervous, too stressful, and you can see it. But again, in one match, this doesn't matter. I played him in Turin. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was bleeding in the hand because he was beating the record. Well, he managed to make amazing last 2 points and win the match. So I think in long term maybe, but tomorrow it will not matter that much. We're really close, but we're really competitive. I feel like maybe he would be able to do it. I'm not. We are able to definitely talk as a friends, to support each other. But to give advice is not easy because tomorrow I'm playing in the final against him. If I would give him advice 2 weeks ago, I would be a little bit stressful tomorrow. Like he would use this advice. So I'm very competitive. I'm capable of being friends, and I think people know this on the tour. But to give advice is a little bit too much.